Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here. Just picking up where we left off last time. So, just to nip something really quick in the bud, I'm getting a lot of comments just consistently throughout the entire series about like the server where we're playing. And if it's not like obvious enough to you that I don't want to talk about that, just for obvious reasons, there's like a censor bar in the bottom left. You know, I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. And I'm pretty sure nobody's asking out of malicious intent. You know, I hope not. But, you know, sorry, I mean, no disrespect, but I'm removing all those comments because just don't even mention it, you know, just, it's like a taboo. Just don't talk about it. Just enjoy the game for what it is. And just the old school kind of vibe what we're doing here. That's all I really got to say about that, so sorry about it. But yeah, another action-packed episode. It really is a long walk and, you know, a figurative sense and a like literal sense too. Because getting the Christmas event ring, we have to walk across the entire world. We have to level a lot to get into HT range. We have to be like 150 to even hit at a reliable rate. Like there's too much DPM loss if we're anything less than that. If we can't hit 100%, like 83% hit chance is not good enough. I won't even sign up for the raid if I'm not there. So we have to level a lot, we have to quest a lot. So yeah, very long walk, and we do so much scrolling in this session here. We have like, you know, strikes and gutters, we have really good slam dunks, and we have really, really bad failures, extremely bad failures. I think I destroyed my bottom there off camera or something, or I deleted it. I couldn't find what happened, the video of it. But I 30%ed it and it exploded, and that was very bad. So bad. That was the one right there. I don't know why I did that. That was a little careless. But yeah, we're knocking out a lot of these Christmas event quests now. I'm pretty sure we're done with the sock at this point. We've gotten all the yarns, and we got to take a picture of Rudolph, and just these miscellaneous kind of Happyville NPCs. You know what they have for us. But in this episode here, like I said, this is very action-packed. We started out just by doing our daily, you know, chow and fetty at times too. We scrolled, doing some questing, and we are going to look for Achilles 20 very shortly here. We just went on a Griffey rampage, by the way. But we're looking for Achilles 20 from these Skeles. I could have gone to Chief Qualm Guardians. I could have gone back there. But I was going for these because I'm looking for some Neos. I'm looking for some warrior tops and bottoms that are very good rolls, because we're going to need to start scrolling these pretty soon. I need to improve upon our 16-6 Neos. It's just too bad that 60s, we chose to go with 60s for that top. We should have gone with the 70s because we had some in our inventory. But yeah, I was kind of expecting to get it sooner at the Skeles here, because I've just gotten so many in the past and I've just always thrown them away. And then after we get our Achilles 20 here, we pass it first try, and then we go to primitive boards to get Achilles 30. We had one already in storage, but I wanted to get one more just in case, because the 30 mastery books only have a 50% pass chance. So I was kind of pessimistic, and I felt like I should at least generate 2 chances to get it to pass, because I want to immediately get points over 20 in that skill. That is such a key skill for us. And there it is, Achilles 20 just dropped right there. So after we go with this Achilles kind of grind here, we Trout Dojo, because I'm trying to min-max a little bit. I'm trying to get as many points in strength from equipment as we can, and I guess dex and anything else that's important for us. Any stat besides int I'm looking to get, but it's a little bit too slow. Come here, we periodically revisit this just to kind of grind stoppers. And then after we keep doing this enough times, I kind of eventually make a very long grind, and then we grind like a stack of 96 or something. But yeah, we're just killing a lot of mobs in general. So we're getting a lot of presents, we're getting a lot of snows and stars. We're gonna just try to aim for that, what's it called, the 10k star exchange, the Barrington NX item. I think that's, you can sell that for like 150 mil or something. But yeah, and then after that we go do more Temple of Time. We go all the way to the end of Oblivion, all the way up to Leica, where we need to collect those 10 masks. So that's kind of where we're going to hit a wall, because I don't want to necessarily grind that long, although maybe I'll push myself through it because it's going to take super long, and that'll also equate to a lot of experience just from sheer grinding. We're going to look for Anego after. We're going to kind of get tired of doing questing and then go hunt Anego. And that's a very, very, very interesting fight. I'm very excited to talk more about it. Like I said in the intro to the series, this part 2 series, right, like Zirkin, the boss, bodyguards AB, means that you're a master, that you're a true pro and an elite player, whereas Zirking Anego is more of a test of you being a gamer, because it literally is a test of a gamer in every sense of the word. It tests your reaction time, and it tests your mechanical skill, your kind of gaming intuition. So if you can Zirk Anego, then that would mean you're just a good player, you're a good gamer overall, and you have kind of the potential to Zirk the boss and bodyguards A and B. But yeah, we do a lot of more bossing in this episode. Like Anego we don't stop at Anego. We group Zachem and we solo Krexel. We do tons of Gachapon in the session. We get our first Chaos and our second Skyski on this character. One of those results is good. And we craft one more additional Faldazan at some point. Just somehow managed to get enough Power Crystal Ores. I think we actually go on a leveling grind at Chief Qualm Guardians just to try to roll for one more Faldazan, because I think we did this right as we were about to try to gash for a ski, because I kind of knew what was going to happen, and I just was not satisfied with the second Faldazan that we made, that 104 attack one. So not great, but I guess kind of like as a time machine, what I can talk about is our group HT. I believe it's scheduled for, let me check real quick, I think it's the 15th. Yeah, the 15th. Although there might be a scheduling issue now, because I think there were some cancellations yesterday where our Pally isn't going to be able to attend, and we kind of need him. I'm not willing to really run a Horntail without Crash, and it's already tenuous at best because I might have been a little bit overconfident, a little cocky, because we do have some first timers in our group. We're going to be a 2-party attack group, and we're going to have a very large spread of levels, like as much as 148 up until 198. So there's a huge level spread. And there are some first timers too. I think I might have said that already. Yeah, some first timers. And that makes me very, very nervous because I think it's rightful to be nervous for Horntail. It's kind of an upper level boss for a person doing it for the first time. It's a big step up from Zachem or Krexel or Scarlian or Targa. Because anybody who's run that boss a lot, knows that things can go very catastrophically wrong. Like you'll wipe very quickly from a mistake, mostly attributed to Seduce, and either killing them by making a misplay or them making a mistake by not roping early enough, or just some kind of miscoordination. So everybody who's run Horntail a lot knows that this boss can go south very quickly. So I'm very, very, very nervous because there are some kind of small hidden mechanics that aren't really intuitive. And I know for a fact that when I was beginning to run HT at first on my Night Lord, I still remember I got goosebumps before each run, and I would be kind of unsure about myself, and just having a lot of trust in my team because I wasn't sure in myself. I have to rely on them, and I wasn't able to perform my role as a seducer well enough to have that role. So I didn't have a lot of pressure, and I was still that nervous. So I'm hopeful we can do it, but there is that potential for things to go very, very wrong because we do have inexperienced runners, and if we don't succeed the first time, that's kind of normal. It's expected. Guilds wipe when they're trying to progress, and yeah, it's all about just kind of building that teamwork, that framework of a bossing group that's gonna be newly formed pretty much, because I haven't bossed with these guys and maybe chicks before. So it's always a little bit awkward when we're in those phases, I think, for me. But I'm gonna start talking about Anego now, just because there is a little bit of an explanation. So yeah, this is a very cool fight, but I don't Zerk Anego, even though I technically could. So the strategy is that Anego makes different sounds, like different SFX for her attacks. So when she does her gun, she kind of, don't laugh, but she makes a sound like huh, huh. And then if you hear that sound, you can just chill, just keep attacking. But if you hear like Hiya, Hiya, or something like Hiya, that's her slap. And then that means you have to put a reindeer milk on. So this is the strategy for, if you have Berserk 30 and Achilles 30, you set your auto HP at 35% with the cheese. And when you hear the slap SFX sound, you immediately tap your reindeer milk. So if you're riding above 6k HP, enough to tank the gun, you can Zerk Anego by just having lightning quick reflexes. And there is a video of somebody doing that strategy on the forums. That's the person who I learned that from. But I know that I don't have the skill to do that, right? Like I'm, just a newcomer DK. I haven't Zerked anything above Zachem. I guess that's probably the hardest boss we've soloed is Zachem. And I haven't Zerked anything beyond that. Yeah, so we definitely don't have the skill level. I don't think I currently have the skills to do that kind of advanced tactic. So I kind of made my own strategy, which is I found out that if you're using a normal attack speed spear with booster, and if you have 120% jump, you can kind of jump while simultaneously pressing your hotkey for Dragon Crusher. So if you press them both like almost nearly simultaneously, you can not get hit by anything from Anego. Like you'll dodge all the guns and the slaps. So even at ground level, that's kind of what gave me the idea. So as soon as I kind of get that in my head, like I just have the idea pop up, I go over to the stools, like the bar area, stand on one of the bar stools to get more height and leverage so that I can get more higher up above Anego as I jump and crush her each time. So that's kind of an interesting tactic, although not much more helpful, because both of these strategies, the one where you immediately reindeer milk right before you get hit with the slap, and my strategy of just jumping requires, kind of frame perfect gameplay. Like one mistake and you're essentially just instantly dead. So there's no room for mistakes, which is why it's so kind of tight and why I'm so nervous about doing it. And I'll be honest, I was afraid to do it. Just afraid, fear. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the original method once I get Zerk 20 unlocked and get my Achilles also maxed out. I think that's the more smart method, because I think you're less likely to die because you're anticipating the pot. Whereas if you're just using my method of just jumping and trying to dodge everything, you might not be as ready to instantly hit that pot, like the micro or the millisecond that the need arises. Because you miss that window, you're done goner. Because when I was trying to get the frame perfect timing down, that was one of the tightest timings I've ever had. Like, if it's even off by a little bit, you got to reset and retry and redo it. And that's just a little sketch. But I'm going to kind of stop talking for a little bit right now, just so you can kind of, so I'm not talking over the kind of intro to the Anego. So I'll see you when we start the fight. Thank you. Alright, so located the Anego here. I had to kind of scramble because I wasn't expecting to find one. And I don't know how to Zerk this as Zerk 20. I don't even know what there's different percentages that the auto HP is going to kick in, and I didn't want to quick math it. I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure to begin with. So on top of that other added uncertainty, I just play this at the lowest skill possible, which is just set your HP really high, above like 19k, and just attack it on a Jelt without Zerk. So I know I don't have the skill, and I just scramble, buy a bunch of reindeer milk, because I didn't have high enough like recovery pots to do this. I just had the soda pops, and a soda pop has to, it'll eat up like 8 soda pops per slap. So I don't have enough, and there's lag, there's delay between each kick-in of the soda pop. So that's a huge window for us to die. So I had to kind of slap those reindeer milks real quick, just so I don't lose this Anego, have it slip between my fingers, because I need this for Olaf. This is the final piece for this Olaf we're currently on, and I just want to get to the next one as quickly as I can. But I kind of want to use this opportunity to draw some comparatives from World of Warcraft to this game here, because a lot of my mentality and sort of attitude at this game, I still draw a lot of it from my days when I was playing, you know, on Turtle WoW. That was the server I was playing on, Turtle WoW. It was like a vanilla World of Warcraft server. But anyways, it's not very good, because a lot of the attitudes there don't apply here, because the cultures are very different. The games are not anything alike, despite them being MMOs. Like World of Warcraft is a much harder game than MapleStory. And the environment here is a lot more laid back, it's a lot more chill, especially during bossing. There's not a lot of finger pointing, as long as, you know, people more or less play mostly accurately. You don't need to play super accurately, but there's no finger pointing, and it's a lot less intense. Because when I think back on my days when I was actually trying to raid, I had to try out and earn my spot out of, you know, maybe 8 people trying to fight for a spot over somebody who needed to be replaced from the core raid group. And the competition was fierce. You had to have full consumables, you had to have all war buffs, which are very powerful buffs that take like an hour or 2 to get pre-raid, and that's a lot of commitment. And that level of commitment was required because the game was a lot harder. It required a lot more kind of commitment, like for just a lack of a better description. The players had to be of a higher caliber. They had to perform at a higher level than you need to perform here. You can just log on and just play, and that's it. Like, you don't need to have any preparation. You don't need to have as much, you know, fight preparation, like game knowledge, as World of Warcraft did. And yeah, the competition was very fierce. So that doesn't pertain here, and I'm trying to just like kind of chill out and not have such, you know, strict and high expectations, because it was just really put in, like ingrained in me while I was trying to earn my spot, because there's a lot of add-ons. There's like numbers flying everywhere, like hundreds of numbers and cooldowns, and I was being looked at very closely. Like they would pull raid logs every raid, and they would discuss my numbers, like how much healing did I do, because that was my role. I was a restoration shaman. So they would look at my healing, they would look at what rank heals I did. The class officer would say, okay, you should have used a lower rank skill, or because of the less mana it uses, so you can heal more. You know, just critiquing my gameplay and my numbers, my hard numbers, like interruptions between my my spells. What spells did I use? What rank did I use? How much healing did I do? All that. So it's definitely nothing like that here, and I need to maybe try to shake that off even more. Yeah, because people don't like to be micromanaged, and I'm included in that list. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve during a boss, is being micromanaged and being ordered on what to do when I haven't done anything wrong, or I'm doing what is being what was literally just said. I was doing it already. So I just been bossing in that kind of setting for so long. Like, everybody on my crew always knows what they're doing, and they do it very, very well, and nobody needs to speak up or correct anything, or even just have that much scrutiny like I did back in the other game, you know? And I like that. It's very chill, you know? It's just laid back environment, and you just have some fun. But the main point that I'm trying to make here is that I absolutely do not want to step on any toes, and I don't want to be stepping out of line at any point. And I'm referring to callouts. Like, I'm going to just let the run play as it is, even if everything goes horribly wrong. I'm going to just try to salvage it without, you know, saying anything that might upset anyone, you know, because back in my raid days, also, like, I wasn't permitted to make any callouts when I was first starting out, because there's always a more senior member, sort of, who was respected in that role and had kind of garnered the trust of everyone in the raid group to make those calls over some, you know, some newbie kind of newcomer who may or may not even last in the long term, you know, in that kind of group. So they wanted me to focus on the small picture because they want me to play well first and do my role perfectly before even thinking about worrying on the rest of the raid, the entire big picture. And you know, unless someone is assigned that role here, you know, there's really no need. Unless there's like Von Leon, you know, we have comms for that. But it's a good principle, you know. Keep comms clear for essential callouts so everyone can hear it. So there's no kind of talking over people. But it's not my place to do it at this time because I haven't bossed with these people yet. They don't know me. I don't know them. I absolutely definitely has not garnered any sort of trust or respect from them at a bossing kind of standpoint, and it goes both ways. So once we get a couple more kind of experiences together, I think that's when we'll kind of establish a bossing dynamic that is going to define our bossing group, I think. So I think that'll be fine. That'll be good. And yeah, I'm just going to look at this at like a low stakes thing. I'm going to try very hard, do my absolute best to do my role perfectly. And here's another segue into something else. It's being suggested right now, and I think this is what's going to happen. People want to make me the primary seduce. And we have a Night Lord coming with us. And I'm going to be seducing over the Night Lord sheerly on the basis of me having 30k HP. And I don't really like that because anybody who knows anything about this fight kind of knows that this is suicide. It's a suicide. Like, there's no shot that I'm surviving this from start to finish as a primary seduce warrior. Is never even remotely been suggested ever on any of my Horntail runs, public or, you know, kind of in-house. You know, nobody has ever considered that. Maybe as a second kind of backup, like off seducer, if the primary dies, I can certainly and happily fulfill the secondary seducer, because we don't have any roles. It's just me, the Night Lord, and the Dark, and a couple of, you know, warriors. I'm not sure how much HP our other warriors have, but yeah, we also don't have smoke. I don't think we're not gonna have smoke available to us because our Shad can't attend, I don't think. So it's just kind of tough getting the sort of the components to our team and just coordinating it at a time that we can all make it. But either way, I'm going to do my best, and if it means that our guild can clear the Horntail if I do the primary seducer role and I succeed at it, then I'm happy to do it. You know, I'll happily die and give up my run. I'll happily do that if it means that people can, and our guild can have access and unlock those level 30 ranked mastery books and possibly other very, very great drops that Horntail will have, like maybe dragon weapons or something. So I'm not, you know, I'm not above, you know, kind of being sort of a stepping stone for the greater good. That's kind of what the guild's all about, making sacrifices, and that is a-okay. But yeah, back on the fight, just a little disappointed with myself, you know, like, because if I just do this, it's a very plain and boring fight, and I just made it that way when I could have made it very exciting and, you know, teetering on life or death with just zerking it, also make it go faster. So yeah, this is what it's all about. Is this class is fun to play, for me at least. It's definitely more fun than playing my main, which is the Night Lord. Just because, you know, like I said before, like there's very, very minor like optimizations and just techniques for a Dark Knight to kind of employ in their playstyle to just more efficiently berserk or just dish out damage and just be awesome. Whereas if you're a Night Lord, it's very much more difficult. It's much more difficult because it's kind of more same across the board in a very oversaturated kind of class selection, and I just have trouble finding things you can do differently in that kind of class. But yeah, here's just real quick interjection. Just moving on to the scrolling session, we just threw some tops, you know, threw something on the bottom, passed, and then threw something on the top, which blew up. We're gonna finish off this bottom with 170 and 160. I opt for the 60 on the last slot here because I think it's just smart to do. The bottom's a little bit too good. It's reached our dex goal, which was 19. Although it does have no strength on it, which makes me inclined to not wear it. But it's there for us if we need it for HD, if we fail to meet the accuracy kind of requirements. But yeah, we get 7 out of 7. I think over half of those were 70s, so I still have full faith in them. But right on. So moving back to TOT, just so much of the same thing. I was debating on whether or not to include any of this, but it is kind of what we do, so might as well just put it in here. Just mass accumulating levels, you know, we get a ton of levels. I think we'll break 140 in this session. But yeah, we end up going all the way to Leica, kill it, and then we end up at the masks, which is kind of what we were saying before. Blew up an 81 attack King Sent there. That kind of sucks because that's a really nice knuckle. It was probably worth something if we just sold it clean as we was. We hunted a ton of Mano. That's just kind of our trend. I'm looking for top tier 60s, even though I swear against them. I just feel inclined to have them in case I need to use them on a scenario similar to our bottom. Gach get nothing once again. Now it's at 140 tickets with like 3 spear attack 30s and nothing really much else of significant value or interest. I'm still in Quest Virtuoso mode, kind of still in that generalist mindset of trying to accomplish as many things as I can at one certain task. I do this pretty quickly, I think. I just fall initially a couple times, but get through it. This is not a difficult JQ. This is the one from the mysterious statue. But I think there are several phases to this. Like after we make it through this portal, I think there's got to be more, right? Or yeah, there's like 2 more after this. But anyways, like I was saying with playstyles and all that, I'm kind of glad to be at this stage of the game because that means we can kind of be more specific with our tasks on a playthrough. We can just kind of log in with one thing on our mind and just kind of wear blinders and tunnel vision it. I think that'll yield some better results. We probably have more attempts to do something just from having all the resources and all the time we took to farm it and prepare to try to get it done. Versus, you know, before early on when we had to play a generalist playstyle, like I was saying, where we would have to do quests while also grinding, you know, multiple quests, like 5 at a time. And yeah, no longer. So that frees up a lot of just memory and just thought processes, because I am kind of centric, you know. I get distracted easily, and if there's too many things going on at once, I kind of fail and train wreck a little bit, as you kind of saw as I demonstrated before with my playstyles. I don't think we're going to be able to get Virtuoso at this point. We definitely need to level up to like 180, check our available quest tabs again, do another tally, because when I did my tally, I think we're going to top off at like 170 or something like that. We're going to fall a little short doing the Bicho's Snowman quest so that we can, you know, hurry on up to the long walk. That guy was not like in some inaccessible map, so I forfeit the quest and re-accepted to find another person to fame. And we get our coupon now, 1.2 times coupon. I think I said I used it last episode, which is not true. So this is when we get it. No, it is true because we grind the power crystals later on. Sorry, my mix up right there. But I was seriously debating on whether or not to include this or not, because I literally walk the whole thing. Like I don't go and like amass any sort of preparations for etc. Fast travel kind of items. I just walk the whole thing on my mount, partially because I'm tired of doing quests and tired of grinding TOT. So just gonna take some time to chill and just reflect on what I need to kind of focus on this character, because there's a lot of potential things to tunnel vision, so I just need to pick what to do. I think I'm gravitating towards top, bottom, or glove right now. Some of those more simple items to scroll that you don't need to have just a ton of 30s to pass on, just like maybe 2 or 3 maximum for the outcome that I'm looking for, at least. So those are really quick. We don't need to be 30%ing all 7 slots or 10% while scrolling anything, or chaosing anything. Like those 2 types of items that are going to need those scrolls, I'm going to save for last, because those are typically the most time consuming and the most kind of exercises that I'll wear on you very quickly. And if we have just a strong foundation before we start working on them, I think we'll feel much better, because there will be a lot of failure. That's just the way it goes. But yep, just kind of as I walk into each and every one of these NPCs, I'm trying to think of something to do in the area, just generally, whether it be hunting Seraph or Teirun or King Sagecat, which we go and do while we go visit those areas. I don't check for pianists because I'm kind of over the hunt. Later on this episode, we do the Stones of Reality quest, which is kind of a custom quest specific or exclusive to this server we're playing on, which is very, very good. We left off at it was asking us to get basically the first 2 parts of the Shao Pre-Quest done to do the part we stopped off on. And when we go visit Adobus, we go and knock those out. While also getting the 200 Cerberus teeth for Scatter in his son quest or whatever. So knocking off, getting some tallies on the quest kind of requirements. But yeah, the reward for this quest is 2 weapon attack glove for weapon attack scrolls, 30%, or 2 30% glove for magic attacks, which are both extremely high value scrolls, comparable to in value. I think the TMA glove scroll is slightly worth more, very slightly. Although I go for the 2 weapon attack scrolls, obviously, because we're a physical attacking class. Go to this Meso Ranger, or on the way to get to him. He's so far in. So while we're walking to him, we kind of gather the robotic parts, gather some of those fast travel, etc. items that we need for that warp capsule quest. Kind of re-upping because I'm running low on them, and I've been too lazy lately to just re-up on it. But yeah, when we go to Nanuke, she's going to have a quest for her also, like gathering food ingredients. So we're gonna knock that out also at some point while we're going back to Aqua Road to backtrack. Yeah, I have no idea what to say. Like, that Anego fight really ate up a lot of my stamina on what to say, because I pretty much said everything I wanted to on my talking points. Oh, here's what I can say. I know I said we were going to go up to like Pianist and Crack Soul this episode, but this episode is going to kind of drag on and stretch on and on and on. So I don't think we're going to get to either of them, or Arclev either. So we're gonna just kind of end off at Leica and our second Faldazan. I think that'll be a good starting point, because we grind for like I think 3 hours later on at Road of Regrets at the Chief Qualm Guardians farm and Power Crystal Ores, try to make our third Faldazan. And oh my goodness, it is quite the saga at the end when you see what our spear is like. So at this point, I'm still not panicking, because like I said, where people are perpetually in the end game towards absolute perfection of, potential equipment. So yeah, we do another Gach session here, just racking up boatloads of NX by hunting area bosses and doing the daily area, not area bosses, but just the 2 of each on we're allowed to do, which is nice. Once again, we don't really net anything super good. I think we get 2 GFA 30s out of this, which is interesting. I think we blow up these, yeah. Don't really care. But, yeah, continuing to just kind of sporadically scroll. I think my thought process is just to use up scrolling odds and hopefully get negative ones as we blow up and fail insignificant items before we kind of move on to very major ones. And we're going to, I think, go for our bottom next here, which, never mind. I don't remember anything, but we do go for a bottom later on. We found a 6 strength bottom during our grind somewhere. It was like the level 80, no, not level 80, level 80 bottoms. No, level 70, sorry. The ones you blew up were level 80. Alright, I'm tripping over my words now. Maybe I should just talk slower so I can just eat up more of the video so that I don't have to think so much on what to do and say. But I think this is the longer grind for the stoppers, this one here that we're currently at. I think this is where we get to like around 90, or is it 50? I can't remember at all. But yeah, not really much to say. Next we're going to kind of move over to a scrolling portion, and I think that's where we kind of apply the scrolls to our bottom. I believe so. Just throw it a Hail Mary, 30% on that, failed. Get one more Gach session in, and still trying to lock down that Chaos Scroll, that very first one. Can you believe it? It has been nearly like 800 tickets at Mushroom Shrine, just throughout the entire playthrough up to this point, and not a single Chaos Scroll. And that's messed up. That's not right. That's against the ratio. Like, I looked on the forums, somebody did a tally of every single Gach ticket they did at Mushroom Shrine, and they averaged at least one every, like 135-ish tickets. And we are getting nowhere near these ratios. But for Chaoses, for Sky Skis, just nothing. 30% passing the shoe. I don't really know why I'm still scrolling shoes for jump. Maybe if we can get like 4 to pass or something, we can wear it for accuracy gear. But those are the bottoms. 6 strength, it's acceptable. But I think pretty high accuracy that it came with. I think I eventually opt to not use any more 30s. I just finish it with 60s and 70s. Get an okay, average, mediocre result in the end. But it is what it is. It's still kind of nice. So it's applicable, we can use it. And yeah, as long as we don't have accuracy issues. Go here and get the teeth. I go and hit up the jump quest, I think, after we knock out these 100 teeth, but I fall a couple times, and I think I was a little tired at this point, so I leave and revisit it and do it later. But yep, that's pretty much it. Get Nick's ring. I got kind of lucky there because I didn't know that's where you got the ring. I just kind of fell in that hidden street and saw there was a little icon on the NPC to the left, and then walked over to it, saw the statue, and apparently it's what we needed. So probably saved us 1 trip minimum there. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I just kind of keep falling and tripping over myself. But yeah. And then we're going to now kind of continue on with the long walk, go over to the tree cutter in Korean Folktown, and look for some chimeras, which we find. We find a large quantity. Like I said, very aggressive with our area boss habits, racking up thousands of NX per visit when we go hunt. As we're going to go visit Assistant Chang here, we think that we should go and just knock out some spare batteries, because I remember we needed 200 for that Grandpa Clock quest. Yeah, we go do that real quick. It's unfortunate because these very, very early on quests that were made in the infancy of this game, they all suck. Because back then the standard was that if you got a level 30 helmet, that you were like a pro. And yeah, not the environment now. The game's evolved, and there's no benefit derived from those other than getting a thing checked out for quest ratio. So start throwing some things on the glove. We got 9 strength, 8 to attack glove there. So I'm feeling a little optimistic for it, although it's not exactly what I'm looking for because there's no dex or accuracy on it. So if it goes poorly, I am okay with it either way. It doesn't even give us any range increase. It's actually a range decrease, which confused the hell out of me because it's 1 more, I think it's 1 less weapon attack, but 5 more strength. So I believe 7.6 strength equates to 1 weapon attack for warriors. It might vary depending on what your stats are, but to my understanding, that's what it is for our character currently. Got our Christmas ring there, got all the stupid turn-ins for those NPCs in the presents there. Just finished our errand boy kind of saga there. I am glad that is over with. It is just too bad that ring is temporary. It expires. So that is wonderful, but I will min-max here. I will take what I can get. If it was any other character that was normal, I would never do that quest. It's just too much hassle for something that's not really even worth it, to be honest. Although, like I said, yeah, if we hunted those, we prepared a little better and got those fast travel items, maybe it is worth it. go knock out the new K quest here, killing squids, get the shark fins, and get that all finished up there. Get our encyclopedia quest done. I stopped doing that quest because there's really no point in doing it, and it eats up all those etc. spaces. Just not worth it. In my head, I think, oh, Shaolin Temple is a very long quest chain. That'll give us like, what, 4 quests checked off? Sounds good plan to me. So we go and do that. This is a very nice experience. So we also rack up 1 or 2 levels here. I think it's just 1. We get the majority of level 140 after we finish these quests here. These mobs are pretty tanky, although it's nothing we can't chew off, because we are much stronger now, and we have no accuracy problems at this point any longer. So, awesome. Achilles is kind of climbing up now, and I'm looking at this club because I'm confused at why it's not a big step up. But it's kind of good. It's a blessing because we find a better one later on. That'll be in the next video. But yeah, just so much footage lined up. So my attitude right now is I'm just logging on and playing, because this is my jam. This is my level range, my territory of where I want to just kind of lock in, not have to worry about the camera, just kind of leave it rolling when I can, when I remember to, and just play. So there's a ton of hours just in a folder I have, which is why these episodes are so long and just kind of drag on, and why I have trouble figuring out things to say, because it's a lot to just kind of cover, and a lot of things to remember, which I kind of don't. I have okay memory, it's just so many days. Yeah, just kind of saving everything I get, etc. wise, because I don't want to be in a position before where I drop etc. items after finishing the quest and finding out that I need more of them later. It's a good call. I remember that we need more of these hearts. We need all 3 types. So we had some of the gold types saved from before, which kind of expedites this sort of segment here. I opt to not hunt for these golden monks in the last map because I think the spawn is worse, and I don't want to deal with those golden Shaolin golems, or whatever they're called. Monks, that's what they're called. Large, giant monks. Yeah, I don't want to deal with them. Kind of are annoying, too tanky. 918 quests, so we are 82 quests short. Where the hell are we gonna get those? That really is a nice medal. That's a flex. That is a flex if you wear that. I think we got 2 two-handed sword 30% scrolls, so we just bombed them before we do something with the glove, which fails. I think that was a 60 or a 70. I can't remember, but no success. And we are doing that Stones of Reality thing. Like I said, jump quest is done already. Did that first try. No one believes me though, because I didn't film it. But yeah. Now we give it to Alcaster, and I think he's asking us to get lycanthrope toenails now, which isn't too bad. We just kind of change channels, cycle through for each kind of werewolf. And yeah, get that done. And now I'm kind of going back to the very early on basic quests, like getting the pig heads, because those were kind of difficult to find. I wasn't killing them very quickly back then, but now we can just kind of clear the map, pick beach over and over, and we are good with one of them now. So we go here to Purion to get some of these ancient tree saps for that other quest. I think we're trying to get the Nepin Death, like the Chaos of Alphonse Green, and some other one, I forget what it was. Oh, Miming Second Warrior, that's what it was. So, not too bad. This grind is pretty chill and simple. And it was a good time to do them, I think, because they were kind of a hassle back then. Pretty much immediately get our Nepin Death Honey there. Uncanny. Those things drop so frequently. I was incorrect about that. I don't know why they're so expensive in the FM. And they just drop like, hotcakes like that. Get more Mushroom Shrine Gachapon here. And I think once again we just brick this thing. Yeah, just can I please have a Chaos Scroll is all I ask. That's kind of what I'm just thinking over and over in my head. Can I just please have it by Gachapon Ticket 2000? Maybe if I'm lucky, that'll be a possibility. Maybe. Because that would be wonderful. And by the way, that wasn't our Chaos Scroll. We don't get it yet. Yeah, just back to Oblivion. Back to Oblivion. Finish this grind up, get more levels up, get more levels. We gotta hustle up, get the HT range, make it in time. Which we are. Like, I've made so much progress. Like, I'm ahead of schedule, which is why I'm kind of taking a break. Like, I'm not even playing the event for 1 or 2 days. I think I'm just burnt out from that. Just so much to keep track of. So very demanding in hunting foods. Because when I go hunt foods, I'm automatically inclined to go do a grind somewhere that's towards progression. And then that kind of snowballs into the next thing. And one thing after the other. And yeah, you play the event thinking that you're going to just knock out the event only. And then as you're kind of being forced to play the game, you get into a groove and then you end up just playing in the end. So I am just going to step away for a day or two before I pick up again, because I definitely need to rack up some more jelts. I'm not getting the orbs I need. Like I said, we got 1, not including the guaranteed 1. So that's 2 total. And I was thinking about holding on to it to craft a fur or a fur lump cape, but eventually I just opted to turn them in for jelts because they're finite and I wanted more. I just need more because I do want to solo Krexel at least one more time before we go Horntail. Roll for a better than a 1 dex, 1 strength ring at the very minimum. Just like anything besides a 1-1-1-2 ring. We die there from lag, which is annoying me. Annoying. I shouldn't. I don't deserve to have died there. We go do our Leica there, here, and every time we get seduced, if we're at risk of dying, I'm ready to just disconnect and relog back in, which is inconvenient because that means I have to use warrior lectures. I can't really go for anything beyond that because if I log out, I lose all my buffs and pots. So it doesn't make sense to like geyser this. After all, geysers do come from very specific sources, and you know they can run out, and they're valuable for us. So yeah, just kind of showing the whole entire kind of Leica fight for this first one that we knock out. This kind of put me back on memory lane when this server was a little more fresh. This boss used to drop Chaos Scrolls, and I am so glad they took that out of the game. Just because of the fact of just how nasty it really was. It just gave me a really, really bad feeling inside whenever I went to go try to hunt for a Leica or just try to get my, 2 or 3 Leica kills just to try to roll for the Chaos Scroll. Just from from the things people like said to me in the map, and like loser, this is my Leica, and then like getting KS'd and just seeing every single channel just camped. It was just really, really unpleasant. Way too pressured, so that's very good that they took it out. It was kind of like Pianist, where in a state like how it is now, where it's so pressured that it's not even fun to look for. So hence it's not fun to kill, because half of the Pianist kind of finding it in the first place. So yeah, get our Gach there, nothing again. Blow up some soul spear. I think we gashed a spear 30 and it destroyed our spear. So yeah, so we finish off our bottom there, 6 out of 7. It's okay. It's good. It's okay. I'm okay with it for now. So I think we can just focus on the top now, or the glove. So simplify things, and I like it. I like that when it's simplified. Kind of move on to the next kind of item in our inventory that we're going to work on, and then when we get those online, we can kind of revisit certain equipments like the bottom or the glove, and continue to even make them stronger by just reworking them, remaking them. And yeah, that's just the internal grind there. Yeah, hunt the snowmans. We get the Moppy quest done, because I remember that I think we needed like 300 paypays. I thought we were going to get a 400 one, but it only went to 300, so no problem. We get our orb there, so we make our shiny nose. I'm going to leave it clean because I don't think it's worth just scrolling for face avoidability. Just that 3 dex doesn't really matter to me. I see that our Achilles is now ranked 30, so it passed first try, the 30 book, so we didn't actually need to farm that second book. So I ended up just dropping it. But more or less, the printed board grind gave us experience, so it's not all loss. And I'm happy to just have a book pass, and very good. I'm glad that we can continue to rank it up to higher levels, because we absolutely want to max that out. Although with Hero's Will, if it's going the way it is, I need to put that at rank 5, so we're not going to be able to get maxed Achilles. I'll be like stuck at 28. We go Horntail 150. So I think that's like 2% more damage we'll take, because we'll miss out on 2% damage reduction. So yeah, we're kind of going to be closing out here very soon. We're just kind of farming the remainder, got our Leviathan card, farming out the remainder. We did our Power Crystal ore grind, so we're farming the remainder of the ores, the spirits and the scales here. And we eventually rack up the whole stack of forging materials, and then we go make our 3rd total Faldazian in our playthrough so far. And it turns out like absolute garbage. So the stimulators are kind of making me mad now. Like, I'm getting a little bit pissed off, because it can roll anywhere from the minimum to the highest, which is 117 to like 102, 102 to 117, and it can roll anywhere in between. We've only rolled 109 as the highest ever Faldazian, and what's the deal with that? I don't get it. So yeah, that's our spear there. We'll just kind of wrap it up here and finish off the rest of our kind of archived footage in our next episode. Sorry for the bad commentary. I'm not really too happy with it, but it's kind of the best I can muster at this moment, because the farther I put this off, the worse and worse it's going to get from my lack of memory on what happened a week and a half ago, you know? So I did my best here, and I hope it was kind of entertaining still, regardless. So anywho, thank you very much if you made it to this kind of juncture here, this segment. So yeah, I will see you all next time. And in the meantime, I hope you all take care and have a nice week ahead of you, or a weekend, and happy holidays for the upcoming kind of season. And yeah, we will speak again in the future pretty soon. So thank you once again. Take care. Bye.